All right, hey guys, good afternoon. We're excited to kick off today's webinar on custom assemblies. My name is Jessica Perkle. I'm the VP of Marketing here. With me I have Kayla Kling and Jeff Brazen, our VP of National Accounts. We have a lot of content to cover. How's it going, Jeff?
It's going real good, Jessica. We've got a pretty good presentation here to go over this afternoon.
Well, good. And so I guess before we dig in, Jeff, what do you think will be a couple of the main takeaways? So when people are done today, they're going to be able to talk to their customers. Yeah.
You're going to really have a good, full understanding of the capabilities at Principal LED in regards to, customizing parts. A lot of them just being standard parts that we do day in and day out, but being able to customize them with colors and lengths and wire whips and clips, as well as some special assemblies to reduce labor and be able to increase efficiency in the sign organizations.
Very good. I mean, that's huge. And a lot of people don't realize that this is a service that we provide, and I know you'll go more into depth about this, but I know for us, we're excited to get this information out, let people know this is a big part of who we are at Principal LED, and that we're here to help. So I guess without further ado, Jeff, whenever you're ready, we can jump right in.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Why don't we actually click over to our first slide. We welcome all of you for joining us here today. So basically, a lot of you guys that have attended our webinars, and for some of you first-time joiners, we thank you very much. But we're really here about simplification, simplifying the lives of our customers. That means a lot to us. And we've taken that mission, and we've been able to accomplish that a lot with what you're going to learn about today with custom assemblies. We talked briefly in the opening commentary. You're going to take away what our full capabilities are, some of the assembly programs that we already do. You're going to learn a little bit how we price them as well. And you're also going to kind of see a new trend that's kind of taking the industry by storm in regards to downlighting. And we're going to show you real simply how you can walk away from this presentation and be able to sell these newer components that you've learned about today. And not only that, you're going to kind of look somewhat of an innovator when you go and you talk to your sign customers or the sign companies that are listening right now. You talk to your designers and your engineers and other folks in your field. So custom assemblies, why use them? It's really because they're ready to install quick and easy. Most of you are familiar with our stick products that go easily into the T12 sockets. And that was a great revelation, several years ago that Principal came out, and a lot of other companies offer those solutions now. It goes into the socket. We've always said, what can we do better? What can we make it easier for what we call sign man? Sign man wants to show up to the site. He wants to put that bucket truck up. He wants to stick those sockets in, attach all his wires to the driver, and be on his way. So one of the custom assembly pieces that we used to offer is a la carte option with wire whips. And as you guys see today with our tap out products, those come standard with wire whips on them. Again, it's showing up to the job site. It's making it simple. It's a wonderful solution. Not one single person has had anything bad to say about the wire whips that we put on our sticks. So that's kind of a base assembly component right there, kind of a la carte. Now we'll move into the next slide. Oops, I'm kind of going the wrong way, folks. So we'll talk a little bit about the Qwik stick, and some of this is going to be redundant. I promise you here in a few minutes we'll get into some of the neater things that we talk about. But what I kind of want to show you a little bit with the standard Qwik sticks is that we make them in 4-sided, we make them in 2-sided, we make them in 3-sided, we make them single-sided. Custom assembly is where you can take these sticks, and what we'll do is put adjacent edge on. So on 90-degree corners of the stick, I could have light. And we'll use these in a lot of awning applications. So if you're lighting up an awning and you have a stick that puts light out and puts light up, it works out great. You take that same stick and you kind of turn it upside down at the bottom of the awning. You're pushing light out through the awning, and then you're pushing some light down from that awning. And we've had some great examples in some of our literature that our marketing folks have put out in the past that you could view some of the different awnings and so forth. So generally with the stick products, we always got to keep in mind that, I'm going the wrong way again, guys, it's kind of opposite here, that you save a lot of energy. And that's one of the key focuses is we've all been selling LEDs and so forth. And generally, you're going to save 50 to 70% off of that electrical bill by simply switching from the high output T12s into one of our assembled products. So we got a photograph here that I really kind of want to focus on. And you can see there's some of these Qwik sticks, four-sided in a couple of different colors. That's something we kind of call a custom assembly. You think outside the box a little bit. These are great for running borders around perimeters. For customers that do a lot of specialty design, trade show booth design, custom display in store, these work great when you put them into a cylinder and you need to light that cylinder up, whether it's a display inside of a McDonald's or some sort of store fixture inside of a Kohl's. We make these in various colors. We can also do these in RGB. And for some of the folks on the call, RGB is red, green, blue, meaning it color changes. And we sell all the different remote systems to enable the color changing in some different patterns. That's where you can make your pinks and your purple and your yellow and so forth. Oops, Jessica, what do I do here? There we go, thank you. This just kind of shows a couple of the sticks in action here, who we've retrofitted these in. Again, it's just to talk a little bit about the assembly. Hey, Jessica, if there's a way for those tools to come up, they keep disappearing for going right, left, up, down, I would appreciate that. So when you do these custom assemblies, you guys can see these clips right here. We've been asked for many years for plug and play, basically. I want to go put my assembly up, and I want to have a wire loop that has a plug on it, and all that installer has to do is just click those together. This has become real big in the petroleum industry. Think of this as custom sticks or custom panels. If you can see my mouse right here in the background, you'll see that there's some blue and some red, and those modules are mounted vertically on panels. Those are used to light different types of fascia systems, different types of architectural graphics. We generally try to build some of those larger assemblies to handle the load of, a 30 or 60 watt. What we'll do on the end of these assemblies is basically put on a wire whip with a clip. And the reason this is important to understand is when you go out to a site, you generally have installers. Most installers are not electricians. I'm talking a little bit different now. I'm going to talk a little bit about petroleum. But these new clips make it easy to use, where the installer can clip these together. So when an electrician comes on site, he's only hooking up the primary. And all the power supplies have been hooked together that's driving the LEDs. It could save up to about $1,000 on that electrician crew coming out and having to hardwire everything. So this is a little bit of a closer detail of those clips in action. We've kind of talked about these assemblies, these panels a little bit. And again, these happen to be color bands that we put together. We also put these modules in white. You can see on these assemblies here. And again, plug and play. It's kind of where the market's going right now. We don't necessarily offer these clips on our stick products today, but there's no reason these can't be a la carte and added on, and we've got some rough pricing for that as well. Okay, we're going to turn over to marketing, and they're going to bring up a poll in the chat window, and you can win a gift card.
All right, guys, be ready. How much energy can you save with Qwik Stick versus the T12 lamp? All right. I see you're voting. And
Hey Jeff, just while they're voting real quick, I don't know if you've got a mic you can just put your direction to. You're kind of coming in and out here and there on the voice, so if
Okay.
you try to do that, and then with the directions, I think you just have to hover over them for it to make them pop up. So,
Okay.
but doing good. So,
okay, and there are the results.
all right. So for our winner, hold on. I think Cynthia. We'll get in touch with you. Looks like you were the first one to answer right. And so just a note, guys, I think our veterans know how it works, but we do want you to vote on the screen, but also use your chat question window to put your answer in there to win the prize. That's how we know who answers first. So like the first thing you want to do is like type it into the chat window. And also if you have any questions while Jeff's speaking, please give us those questions, and then we'll see who the first correct answer was.
So Cynthia got it right with you can save up to 50 to 70% with Qwik Stiks for T12 lamps. All right, and back to you, Jeff.
All right, fantastic. How do we get to the next slide, guys?
Now, we've got the street stick slide up now. Do you see it?
I do not. I still see the quick poll, and I'm not sure if the audience does as well.
Oh, here, let me see. All right, sorry about that.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
So again, talking a little bit more about stick products, you guys are fairly familiar with our street stick. These are somewhat of some different assemblies that we do as well. Again, think of these products can also be put on just flat pieces of aluminum, not necessarily called flat stick as we've done in the past with light tapes, but we can actually put modules on these sticks. We found that to be very important with some shops that are just inundated with work right now. They don't want to pay their employees on the floor to sit there and peel the little tabs off the modules and stick them onto different backer materials. You guys can get these pre-assembled from us with a wire whip on, so one guy's putting 15 modules on at a time on a backer for single-sided, for instance, versus sitting there and peeling stickers off of 15 individual modules and putting them down and so forth. How do we get to the next slide again, guys, with those little tools?
They disappear unless there's movement, so if you move your mouse, they'll appear at the bottom.
I'll tell you guys, as you guys are the organizer, you'll have to hover. My arrows won't work for that.
Okay.
So just a little bit of the specifications on that. You can see that the street sticks, I'm not compared and not to be confused with their tap-out sticks. The street sticks still come in 4 different colors. We know true white, which is our 7,000 Kelvin, is the same as a tap-out stick. But street stick, if you want some of the natural or the warm white or very cool white, this is our product version for that. So again, 4 color temperatures for the street stick. So again, there's that panel right over here that we talked about with that wire whip on it that goes up into that awning. It just shows you how these modules are spaced. It's kind of non-traditional. It's way easier to go up into that system holding 4-foot panels versus a bag of modules and trying to pick stickers and put them on the back. If you can only imagine how tough that would be, especially in some of the different weather extremes. This module here is kind of setting kind of a new trend in the industry right now. This happens to be our PD3 assembly. PD stands for pod, and 3 is just the version of this product. But if you can see, there's a metal piece here that has a bent piece of angle and a flat piece joined into it, and then all these modules put on. This kind of creates a wall wash effect, so to speak. We'll kind of call it the porcine man wall wash when compared to traditional products. And we're going to be back to marketing for another poll.
All right, make sure you use the chat window to answer, and we're going to launch the next one. Okay, how many different whites is Street Stick available in? Jeff specifically mentioned this, so make sure you get your votes in.
Has the microphone been a little better this time, Jessica?
Much better, actually. Thank you. Perfect. All right, let's see our answers here. We got a lot of corrects, so good job, guys. The first correct is Chris Henderson. So congrats, Chris. We'll be in touch with you to mail you your gift card. So thanks for participating. Okay, now let's see how everyone did. Can you all see those results now?
Good.
All right. So 79% passed. The rest have to retake the class. Just kidding. And thanks, we are getting some good questions in, guys. So we will have some time at the end, and we'll go through those. So thank you for sending those questions in.
So the big question is, how do I price this? What does it cost? There's a fairly easy example when it comes to a stick product. It's kind of a base product that we sell today, whether it's a Qwik stick in 1, 2, 3, or 4-sided, whether it's a street stick or a slim stick, a tap-out stick, whether it's built in 9,000 or 3,500 Kelvin. Sometimes now, for new builds, you don't have to conform your sign to existing lamp sizes. You might be building a fascia band, for instance, that you just want one row of lights in running horizontal. You might want a stick to come in at exactly 76 inches. We don't do any special setups. We will make that stick at 76 inches. If it's a tap out, it'll come with a 6-foot wire whip on it. All that you pay for is the cost of the next size up. In this instance, would be an 84-inch stick. So it's pretty quick and easy. Again, no special setups. You're just paying for the next size up is all. Now, when it comes to components, whether it's the PD3, it's some of the other components used for awnings, it's different custom assemblies. We usually like to take a peek at that in development and engineering, because one of the things that we want to think about is efficiency. Trying to design that assembly and maximize our 60 and 120 watt drivers. So we're really good at that. We actually have a prototyping department right in-house at Principal LED. Keep in mind we're a little bit limited. We do have your standard acrylics and your polycarbonates, single face, double face. We can do some real good testing for you. Some of you might find zoning questions that one small sign customer needs to know, for instance, of how much lux is going to be on his face if he uses this certain module and the sign is this depth. We've got guys that can help you figure that out, and we're willing to do that. And then certainly we can usually turn a quote within 24 hours on anything that's custom outside of your base product and so forth. And next page. And then we have, if any questions have come in.
I'm going to pull them up now.
All right.
Let's keep them nice, folks.
I think yeah, we have some good questions. So here's one. Just finished a sales call for a large monument sign at a high school. They want to light, but not run wiring all the way from the building. Do we have anything that's solar powered or any solutions for that?
We do not sell the actual solar panels and so forth. Most of our system, folks, runs 12 volt which is basically what solar generates. So when a high school or the sign company is working on the solar panel for this, give us the wattage feed, and we can help design the most efficient lighting system for that based on how large those solar panels are. And we probably come across these about once a month, and we can take our best stab at it. Absolutely. Thank you. Great question.
Okay, here's a question they're having, well, and it's for marketing, but someone's having a hard time downloading the handouts. Can they be made available or sent to you? Absolutely, we can email that out to you. We'll, I think we can email out the whole group, but if there's anything anyone needs, just let us know. Okay, guys, send in those questions, please, please. I think we don't have a lot to choose from, but I know there's a lot to this topic. Jeff, I think one question is, how customized are we really talking? And I think you talked about, like, are there extra costs if it's too customized? I guess where do we draw the line?
You know, we haven't really drawn the line yet, so to speak. We've created some unique designs out there, whether we're lighting checkout boxes that you might see at a supermarket, all the way to different types of fascia bands, whether it's an existing border product. We've even have done some custom color matches, whether it's a border product. And believe it or not, for one very large program, through about 8 months of trial and error, we were able to custom match a LED shade of white. So we don't like to say no. In our company, you almost have to ask permission from one of the higher up executives to say, no, we can't do that. So it's very rare we ever draw a line.
That kind of brings up another question, Jeff. Is there a project that's too small?
Generally, there's not. We've done a lot of onesie-twosies. And if it's something generally really unique, we like to try to explore what we can do with our base services, because we learn from it as well and can translate that if the need should come up again.
Very good. All right, we got a couple really good ones in just now. Do you sell a product that would shine light on an unlighted sign, such as on the face?
We do, as a matter of fact. Again, when you start getting into downlighting and using this PD3 module, there's a little bit more art than exact science to it. But if we went back to that assembly that did the downlighting on the fascia for the signage for those gas station companies, that's the product we would investigate. We would take it offline, but we could help you of how you want to bend that metal, that upside down gutter, that eyebrow, with that PD3 assembly to shine light on a face of a sign, whether it's interior or exterior. And speaking of that, one thing we didn't mention, there was a small little data sheet on that downlight assembly, but that does come in two colors. There's a 7000, which matches our tap out stick and our street stick base colors. And then we also do a natural white in a 5000 Kelvin.
Okay, here is another good question. Thank you, Jeff. Can you quickly explain the diffusing lens and why it would be used versus a non-diffusing one? You know, Street Fighter versus Fusion, for example.
It could be somewhat application specific. If we're talking about diffusing a lens of, you know, using a Street Fighter product that has a lens on the actual module, we can kind of control what the light does. If that's where this question is kind of going. As compared to the fusion disperses or has different type of lambertion as that light leaves the surfaces of the SMD or the LED chip that's on the board. And the lensing and diffusion of those different lenses kind of create different effects, whether it's the right product for a shallow sign or a right product for a real deep type of sign cabinet, and so forth. Just as our new Qwik mod modules have come out, those kind of diffuse light for real shallow type of applications and channel letters.
Great, Jeff. And I think that actually brings up a good point and kind of leads us into, I think, our final question for today. And that is, I mean, obviously you know a lot about sign design and all of the options that are out there, what Principal LED can and can't do in regards to custom assemblies. And so this last question, I'm new at this and need to do my first conversion, which I'd like to do on my own sign. Where would be the place to start? I don't even know what to look for. So Jeff, how do they get in touch with you? What is that very first step if they're needing to start this conversation on custom assemblies?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got a couple of different answers to kind of get to that end question. We've got a great distributor base out in the marketplace. We have nationwide distribution coverage, and most of the distributors, all the distributors selling our products, fairly educated sign folks and have been in the business for a long time. So that's kind of a great place to start, where you can take your sign and talk a little bit about it with one of our distributor reps or independent sales folks. And we need to know some base questions on that sign. What's the size of it, the height and the width? But the most important thing we need to know for any type of sign conversion is the depth. Is it single-faced or double-faced? And what is that dimension between face-to-face? Because some people will have a box sign and they'll only measure the aluminum channel or the framing of the sign, but in fact it's a pan-form sign that gives you another 1.5 inches or 2 inches per side. So that's a great starting point. Those are the key things you need to know. If that existing sign has lamps in it, how many, what's the length of that lamp, and we can then do a base general layout. There's two ways you can get a layout to Principal. One is through your distributor representative or one of our sales representatives, or you can send your sign criteria to layouts at p-led.com, and within about 24 hours, somebody will come back with a recommended product. So kind of a long answer there. There's a lot of different ways. As you guys can see, I also have an email here, jeffb@p-led.com, and a cell phone of 810-632-5004, and we're always here to help. So you're welcome to call me direct.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for your time. I think there's a lot of great information. I'm going to do just a quick shameless plug. We also have a free online easy layout builder on our website that people can access. And if you guys have any questions about the content today, please reach out to Jeff, reach out to me. We're happy to help in any way at all. And stay tuned for our next webinar. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you very much.